3 reasons why you should absolutely not host an exchange student. And I know this is going to be a little controversial, but I think that's important. I think a big part of this is opening discussions and helping people that want to host exchange students or people that are hosting exchange students to start these discussions. I made a list. Reason number 1, you're not prepared to have tough conversations. If you do not handle conflict well, or you just want things to be your way and you don't want to talk about it, you should not host an exchange student. You have to be willing to have tough conversations, because you could have a year where everything is great, but then you can also have a year where you have a rule and the exchange student wants to know why you have that rule. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's not them saying, I'm not going to follow the rule, but it's also them asking, why do you have this rule? And if you want them home by a certain time, you need to explain to them, this is why we want you home. Like for us, we don't allow sleepovers, and we will go in depth and have these conversations with our exchange students. This is why we don't allow sleepovers. And if they have any questions or concerns, it's our job as the adults, the parents in the situation, to have these conversations. Reason number 2, you're not flexible and you're not willing to adapt. These kids are coming here and basically giving up their entire life and everything they know, and it's their responsibility to be flexible and adapt, but it's also our responsibility as people taking in these exchange students to be flexible and adapt. We have to understand that something that may have worked really well in our family for a very long time may no longer work in our family, and we have to be able to make changes and be open and willing to conform our rules, to change how we think. One of the reasons we love hosting so much is that we're able to have really deep conversations with our exchange students that make us think like, are we doing right things as a parent? Are our views of the outside world good? Like, are we taking the time to educate ourselves as adults? Like, I think this is so important, and we have to be willing to change and conform, because that's part of parenting. You're parenting a whole new person, and you have to be willing to change and adapt easily. Number 3, I think this is a big one for us, and the longer that we have hosted, the more important this has become to us. If you're not able to set boundaries and communicate them clearly, then you should not host an exchange student. These are teenagers, and one thing that teenagers tend to do is push boundaries. We have to be realistic and understand that that is something that definitely can happen. And we have to be okay as the adults in the situation with setting these boundaries and saying, this is what we're comfortable with, and communicating it. But we have to go back to number 2. Sometimes we do have to flex